Hey, this is Don Cryptonium, also known as the greatest crypto YouTuber in the history of this planet. Today we are going to speak tokenomics. Two different distribution models. On one side, Agoric, on the other side, Juno. Private sale versus airdrop. Flat inflation versus high inflation at the start, going towards deflation. Of course, if you like this video, you can support me with the like button or maybe dislike button. If you agree or disagree, leave the comment because these videos are the conversation. So I left the tweet today. Let's have a look into this. That was maybe misunderstood, but it's good starting point for the discussion. At first I tweeted, at some point we probably realize that tokenomics with high inflation at the start and deflation after certain amount of years are far from good. It's more of a trend than well-thought design. The trend that was driven by osmosis, adapted by Juno and few other networks. And I said Agoric does it better. Of course, I meant the flat inflation because I think it makes everything easy. What I mean by that, we at the start trying to encourage staking and high rewards with the promise that at some point it will be deflation and we pump a lot. Is it great rhetoric? I don't know. Maybe it will change, but I do believe it's a trend. And a lot of community members spoke about Agoric. They said, where is the Agoric distribution good? And as you can see in my tweet, I was not speaking about distribution at all, but it gave me idea to make this video, and I will try to back maybe my points about the inflation. We could start with the Juno. You know, it has very high inflation at 40% rate. It's halving. Next year, it's halving after this year. So first, we get these massive drops. How will it affect the people? Because you see, at the start, everyone is chasing these high APR numbers, and suddenly you get the massive dump. Is it going to affect the price positively, or people mainly stake in Juno exactly for this reason? Maybe when there is no promise of these high rewards, it's going to change. Also, is the deflation really good mechanism here at a certain point? It highly reward the early adopters, so we could say early backers, which is good. But it makes difficult those at the end to come and participate in this economy if this token is deflationary, there is no liquidity, that causes problems itself. So my thing is, you know, there was this trend, look, there is high inflation now, but after 12 years we pump. It's a very scarce asset. But is it good? I think maybe one day we are actually going to realize it's not good for the same reasons I just speak about, with lack of liquidity, impossible to participate by new users, and maybe we will adjust this with the governance. And then Agoric has it at flat rate. I do think it's simple, just flat rate inflation that is going on, and the new users can participate because of this inflation. But also, we are going to speak about the tokenomics, and I don't think that Juno tokenomics is superior or Agoric tokenomics is superior. I think it's two different models. Juno here choosing community-driven development, distribution with the airdrop, and purely focused on the Juno contribution and community engagement. Agoric is a well-established company with big teams working on that. Of course, for that, you need the funding. So the Agoric come and choose the route of venture capital funding, cash flows, onboarding the great platform so other developers can build the applications and create the great product. So it's essentially two different, of course, both are smart contract platforms, different ones. One we have Cosmos, other is Agoric with his JavaScript Cosmos. But I was looking into the tokenomics, and I will address the problems about the tokenomics that the route that Agoric essentially have chosen. So we have private sale number one and private sale number 2. I do believe this private sale number 1 was this Outlier Ventures backed with $4 million. So this, at this point, it was still very early on. We had investment before that, which I believe might be here into early backers. And I believe the first investor in Agoric, correct me if I'm wrong, was the Zcash. It doesn't necessarily say how big investment was it. I believe it was maybe $3 million by Electric Coin Company. So this was the early backer. Correct me if I'm wrong. And as you can see, for this small amount, yet a few years ago, this project was far from finished. Right now, we are 4 years later, we see that this project might be bigger than was seen then. In 2018, the DeFi was not really seeing this level of adaptation. So yes, these early backers have huge allocation. Some people say maybe too big. Then we have the private sale number 1, and I do believe it's 3.9. So that would make like 10 cents token, I believe. Private sale number 2, when the people are realizing, hey, Agoric has this huge potential, right? Raising $32 million. And finally, we have this public sale where Agoric managed to sell 70 million Agoric token BLD tokens at the price of 80 cents, valuing the Agoric at $1 billion company. And many people say, hey, this is just crazy valuation. And maybe I agree. First of all, it's great for Agoric. They have good cash runways, well over 50 million at this point. Hard to say how many they already spent before, but it's somewhere between 50 to 90 million, which should be maybe enough for the next few years. Probably they do have reserves in case they need the further investment in the future. So the public sale paid a lot more than the early backers, but you need to know the early backers were 4 years ago. That's the different level of the risk, but the valuation is indeed very high. What we can expect from this valuation? We can expect that maybe it's even quite likely that the Agoric will launch at higher valuation. So I want to give you some example what could happen when the token will drop. And I bring example like of random, right? Biconomy, heavily backed by the venture capital. You can see backed by Binance, Coinbase Ventures, Fenbushi Capital, really the prime investors. On the other side, we also have Internet Computer, right? But this was on different scale. I don't think it's close to the scale of Agoric. And if you have such a high concentrated pre-token drop investors with the vesting schedule, they will be taking profits by dumping the token. So for example, and the extreme example is Internet Computer that launched at 400. I think they touched 700. It's not here. I'm pretty sure it was $700 or $800, which was absolutely absolute madness. So it shows 18. As you can see, it shows 18. It's actually here 700. So it shows 18 million. It was much higher. It was like around 30 million. And since then, we have massive drop. The drop in the market cap is just over 90%, but as you can see, in price is 99%. The reason the tokens are vested, enter the circulation and causing the massive dump. Another example was the Biconomy. And I think Biconomy is maybe slightly more similar to the Agoric. Of course, you have the initial dump and taking profits along the way. Market cap dropping slower because of new tokens entering circulation. So for everyone, I'm excited about Agoric. Will I speculate on the price? I will be careful because I don't know at what valuation it launched. I would like to be validator on Agoric, but of course, considering the valuation of this, I don't write the numbers. I'm not the responsible. All I wanted to say that these two different level of distributions have benefits and non-benefits. You can be rich in cash and focus on the development, or you can maybe be less stable in cash and be more community driven. Both have benefits, both have bad points about them. But my concern is really this inflationary mechanism of Juno. And I wanted to ask you, do you think that heading into this deflation after 10 years is a good idea? Doesn't it exclude the newcomers that will be there? Doesn't it cause the problems with liquidity? And is the purpose of this only to pump? Is it good purpose to have, really? So I want to know your opinion. And I think maybe we will be able to adjust this with the upgrade in the future if we realize, hey, it doesn't work. We actually need some levels of inflation. So join the discussion. For now, Don Kryptonium is out. Thank you for watching. Oh, at the end, I would forget, if you want to support Don Kryptonium, delegator on Nomic. So you can delegate to me, especially if you delegate into number one, very high power, over 20%. I hope they will increase the commission. They seems not. So they says undelegate from us, but they not raising commission. I wish they would do it soon. I just might validate Juno. Trying my best. So Don Kryptonium out. Till the next time.